Hi, Lindsay.
How are you?
Good. Thank you for meeting with me today. This is just a videotape to practice my skills for one of my classes, and only my professor and another student will watch it. And then after we're done with it, I'll throw it away and destroy it.
Okay.
If you can sign right here, this is just a permission form and consent form for me to videotape, and that you're okay with being on tape. And like I said, I'll destroy it right when we're done and hand my project in. Alright, thank you.
You're welcome.
And if at any time while we're taping you feel uncomfortable and you want to stop the video, just let me know and we can stop it. No problem.
Sounds good.
All right. So what do you want to talk about today?
Well, I'm a little upset with my aunt right now because she was supposed to be the godmom of my daughter, and I asked her in July, and she said she would do it. Then I talked to her in September about it, and she said she could do it. So we picked a day. She said that worked for her. And then I talked to her today, and she said that she couldn't do it. And I was just very upset about it because I don't really have a lot of family out here and not a lot of support. And I just was not expecting her to let me down.
It sounds like a really tough thing to hear after having plans set in motion, and then to hear that she's backing out. It sounds very frustrating.
Yeah, it was very frustrating.
Can you tell me more about the conversation that occurred?
Well, like all of the conversations or
Just overall, what happened?
okay. She originally said, like, oh, no question, I'll do it. She was like a mom to me growing up. So of course, like naturally, I was just like, I would love for her to do it, and she accepted right away. The second time we talked, she said that she had a meeting that weekend, but that she was going to take a flight out after her meeting. So, but she already knew the date and everything, so I thought everything was set. I went to the class that I needed to go to for her baptism last weekend. And then when I talked to her today, she didn't say no. She just kind of eliminated a lot of, like, any options of, like, the weekends. So first it was like, that weekend's not good, neither is the 10th or the 17th. And then I asked her, I'm like, all right, well, what about December? And then she just completely cut that off. And I'm just like, I was getting the vibe from her that she didn't want to do it. So she never, like, outwardly said, I don't want to do it, but she just was like, well, I can't do it these weekends, but I don't want to hold you back, kind of giving me the impression that she didn't want to do it. So.
Hold you back?
Hold me back as far as, I guess, doing it when I wanted to do it. So.
She didn't want to limit you
right.
because of her schedule.
Because she knew I wanted to do it in November. So that's why she said that.
And does she live far away?
She lives in Michigan, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, but I asked her originally because I knew, like, other than her being, like, a second mom to me, she had the means for it. It wasn't going to be one of those things where, she wouldn't have the money or something would come up. Like, I knew she could do it. So, it seemed like a given to me.
It seemed like a plausible idea and a good person to go to.
Right.
And in the end, she let you down.
Yes.
Which is very frustrating.
Yes.
So, you heard about this today at work?
Yeah, I texted her around 11 this morning, so yeah.
And that's when she said that she didn't want to let you down or hold you back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
What did you say back to her?
Obviously I was really understanding. Like, she's my aunt and I love her, so I just kind of was just like, all right. But then I immediately started crying. So, oh man, I don't know. I was really upset, but I didn't let her see that because I didn't want her to feel bad. I knew she did. So
you had her in mind still. You
didn't yeah, definitely. Yeah.
What throughout the day did you feel any better as the day went on, or did you think about more and did it get you more upset?
No, actually, after I usually talk to my mom when I have any sort of problem, so she kind of made me feel better about it. So after I talked to my mom, I was okay. And then when we came up the idea of another godmom, I felt a lot better about it. So, yeah.
So you talked to your mom,
Yes.
and you came up with another idea.
Mhm.
What kind of ideas did you guys come up with?
Well, she said that I should probably ask somebody that lives here. That way it's not like a problem with traveling. So she thought maybe like one of my best friends or my brother's girlfriend who's, they've been together for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So those were two really good options because I don't have any other family out here and I don't have any sisters. So,
So you thought of some best friends?
yes, yeah. Yep.
Any stand out that you could ask?
One friend in particular did, yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Can you tell me more about her?
Yeah, I met her like probably 6, 7 years ago. She's kind of always been a mentor to me. She was,
Okay.
The business I'm in, I do hair. She kind of took me under her wing and showed me everything I know. I feel like I owe her a lot for that. And then we just became close because of that. And then I think, we kind of had a lot in common and stuff. And so, yeah, she's a good person. Somebody I would want in my daughter's life.
Right, definitely. So you have one person in mind. Any other friends?
Not really.
No.
No.
Any family that lives out here? You said that not a lot of family live out here. Most of them, I'm assuming, are in Michigan.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. No family out here that I could have asked. None.
None. Okay, so we've talked about your issues with your aunt and her not following through with being able to be your daughter's godmother.
Mhm.
How do you feel that relationship's going to hold after this?
I don't think it's not going to be any different.
Okay.
I just think I feel a little bit some type of way, especially because I couldn't tell her that I was upset about it.
Mhm.
It's going to be awkward for me, not probably her as much. But I would never jeopardize my relationship with her, so.
You wouldn't let it come between
No,
you two?
no, never.
Well, that must be comforting, too.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So, since you don't have any family out here, you've mentioned one person that you and your mom considered. Any other people that come to mind?
My brother's girlfriend.
Okay.
And she's a great person. They've been dating for about 5 years. And she's just definitely somebody I could see my daughter looking up to. She's extremely smart, driven, and just a great person.
Okay, so she sounds like a good option.
She is.
She sounds like she's got a head on her shoulders.
She does. She's very smart.
Do you have any other siblings that could do it if something were to happen?
I have my sister-in-law,
Okay.
but she lives in Michigan, so that was an option that I didn't really find was a good one. So, yeah.
Why wouldn't you want someone from Michigan? Solely because of the distance, or are there other reasons?
Well, a part of it is because, my daughter's father and his family are not in her life, and I felt like it was very important for whoever was going to be the godmother and godfather to physically be in her life.
Okay.
I want her to have people to look up to. So, and I think it'd be easier if those people were here.
Have people physically there for her.
Yep.
Who is your daughter's godfather?
My brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then that would be a good option then for your brother's girlfriend. Is that the one?
Yes.
Okay. Have you come up with any ideas on how to go forward with asking?
I don't know. I wasn't gonna do it in any particular way.
No.
I guess no.
Anytime soon. When is the christening?
It's in a few weeks. It's like 3 weeks, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yes, I'm going to ask her soon.
Time crunch.
Yes.
Okay. So we've talked about your aunt not being able to follow through,
Mm-hmm.
and we talked about you becoming upset at work because of it. So you talked to your mom, who helped you come up with a couple of options. And you've come up with a couple of people, your friends, your sister-in-law, and other family members from Michigan, but you don't want them because you want someone physically in your daughter's life. So you're thinking of asking your brother's girlfriend who was here and whose boyfriend is already the godfather. Okay. Am I missing anything else?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I guess it sounds kind of weird that, like, I wanted my aunt to be the godmother in the beginning. But like I said, she has the means to be there for important life things. And I think, like, because she was like that with me, being my godmom. She was like a second mom. And she was also somebody that, like, just, like, was there for me. And I know she would do that for my daughter. So that's why I picked her. But then after she couldn't do it, I was just like, all right, it's probably best that I have somebody that will be here, actually.
Right.
So,
physically here.
Yeah.
So we've, on top of everything, we've figured out who you're going to ask. Your brother's girlfriend. Do you have anything in mind that could, if she for some reason couldn't do it, what would you do then?
If she couldn't do it, I'd probably ask my sister-in-law in Michigan.
Okay.
Or one of my friends. But that's something I would have to really, really consider. Because, like, I mean, there's always a chance you're going to be falling out with somebody.
Right,
and,
right.
you know, not that, like, my brother's girlfriend and him would never break up, but I just, you know, they've been together for a long time. I don't see
Right.
them. They've, you know, been through a lot, so. I don't
Safe.
Yes.
Okay. Well, talking about your daughter and her christening, it's coming up soon. Have you gotten all the preparations ready for the christening? Is everything ready?
Yep, I did a pre-Jordan class last weekend, and that was kind of nice to kind of see what it was all about. We got to go to the church and actually see where it was going to be happening. We got to answer, like, or ask any questions that we had. They answered questions for us, and yeah, it was nice. And I put it off for a long time, so it was good that I got it done.
Step in the right direction.
Yeah.
So that must be comforting knowing that everything's coming together.
It definitely is.
So it's something off of your shoulders.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I put it off for a very long time. She's almost 2, which is definitely not ideal in the Catholic Church, but I was a little hesitant being a single mom because the classes were specifically for married couples, which I'm not married, so it was definitely something I had a hard time with, you know. But then I you know, came to a point in my life where it was just like, you know, it is what it is, and I got comfortable with the situation and the idea of it, and I just was like, I just want to have God in her life, even if it means I have to take this class that I don't want to take. So, yeah. I'm very happy that I'm doing it.
Good.
Very happy. Yep.
So, like I said earlier, it's a step in the right direction, and you're getting something done, and you'll feel better and at peace with yourself.
Yeah.
That you're,
definitely.
And now that you found someone that you're considering for the godmother, that must also be a bit of a relief for you as well.
Yeah, it definitely was something that I thought that wasn't going to be a concern. I didn't honestly think twice about it because she made me feel so good about it. I didn't think that I would have to, like, scramble to find somebody else.
Right.
So I wasn't even, you know, really thinking about it. So, yeah, it's a relief now that I know everything is set and secure and good.
So, when do you think you will be able to confront her and ask her and move that part of the process along?
You mean my aunt or?
Your boyfriend's or your brother's girlfriend.
I'll probably do it within this next couple of days because it's so close. I don't see it being a problem.
That's something you can see yourself doing.
Yeah.
Relatively soon.
Yep. For sure. I mean, and she's somebody that I've always felt very close with. So I've never, you know, I didn't think it would be a problem with asking her. So I don't know. going to ask her. I'm glad I came to a conclusion about it, and it makes me feel a lot better.
Good.
So, yeah.
Well, now that we've solved that problem, is there anything else that you would like to talk about? Any other concerns lately?
Well, I'm trying to think. I just started a new job about
Okay.
5-6 months ago. That's been a little challenging for me. I love it. It's close to home, so that in general is just convenient. And then my boss is very understanding of my single mom situation, so that's nice. If I have something come up and I need to go or whatever, she's always been very understanding, and I'm thankful for that. I guess the concerns and issues that I have are just that like she's very relaxed, and it makes me nervous because she owns her own business and she doesn't really take it seriously. I'm afraid I'm going to lose my job at some point because she's going to drive her business to the ground. Um, it definitely makes me very nervous. I have a lot on the line as far as that, I do everything
Right.
myself, so financially it would be really bad.
The way she runs her business is not good, and that could potentially affect you in the future.
Right. Yes, that's exactly it. And I mean, I don't know how to handle it because I work with 4 other girls who I guess have just become so used to the way she acts and runs her business. They just have taken that attitude too, where they don't care. They don't care if she takes off for a week and then leaves the next week and she's never there. Clients don't even want to go to her anymore because they're just, they don't think she's ever going to be there. And it bothers me because I see a lot of potential in that salon.
Sure.
And I also don't want to lose my job. So it's definitely been a challenge for me.
It sounds really frustrating
Yeah.
that you're taking it basically more serious than
Right.
your own boss and
Right.
the owner is.
Yes. That is definitely frustrating. So I don't know how to handle that, I guess. That's a situation I've never been in a manager position, so I don't really know, or I've never owned my own place, so I don't really know. I guess I just take a back seat to it, and I don't say anything either, even though I think it bothers me more than any of the other girls.
And like you said, the other girls are starting to follow in your boss's footsteps.
I don't
of
even
being
think
more
it's like a
lax.
starting thing. I think it's
Okay.
been like that.
Oh.
I came into it thinking that everyone cared, and I think I've slowly realized that nobody cares.
Yeah.
They care about themselves and their clients and stuff, but as far as what she does and how she runs things, even though they know it's not right, they don't say anything to her. So
No one brings it up to her.
no, not at all. So.
That sounds incredibly frustrating. I can see why you would be really annoyed with work and why it would be such a concern for you because
Yeah.
you have a daughter, you're a single mom,
Right.
and that's your only source of income. And the actions of your manager and the owner of your salon can greatly impact the future.
Yes. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can see it slowly affecting business. Because I can only be there so much. She kind of relies on me and leans on me to, I guess, I don't know if it's because I'm a new person or she thinks I'm, responsible. I don't know what it is, but I don't say no to her either.
Okay.
So she kind of, I think, uses that to her advantage and will ask me to do stuff that she knows is not really something I can do, but I'll try to make it work for her. So
she really depends on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So could you see yourself talking to the other girls? What ideas come to mind to maybe bring a solution to this?
I actually have talked to the other girls, and I never really directly was like, well, don't you think what she's doing is wrong? I think I just kind of talked to them about situations that I was concerned about, just to kind of get a feel of how they felt about it.
Sure.
And they all just kind of took oh, that's just her. That's just what she does. It's never going to change. It's not a big deal, whatever. So that's how I got the idea that they really just didn't care. But yeah, so I have like indirectly talked to them about it, and it doesn't really seem like it's something they really ever feel the need to bring up to her.
Do you feel alone in being the only? Do you feel as though you're the only person that feels this way?
Yeah, definitely.
So then, does that make you feel more stress on your shoulders that you need to carry more weight?
Definitely. Yeah, it's definitely stressful for me because I don't understand it. I don't understand how you could invest money and time into a salon and not really
and
care.
not go to it.
Yeah, and not go. Yeah, I mean, I guess I put myself in her shoes, where I'm just like, if that were me, I would put everything I had into it to make sure it worked. So, yeah, so that's a little hard.
Sitting here now, can you think of anything that you could do or say that would get through to her? Because it sounds like she trusts you and she leans on you to carry out a lot of her work, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you think that you could say or do? Anything that comes to mind?
I think eventually I would like to get to the point where I can sit down and talk to her and say, this is what I've noticed has been an issue, and this is what I think is happening. I don't really feel like it's my position right now. I haven't been there long enough. I don't want to push any boundaries at this point. I feel like maybe after a year or so and it continues, I'll have more of like ground to stand on as far as like, you know, me saying something to her. But right now I just think, I don't know what she would do or how she would react if I was like, hey, you need to run your business differently.
You're the new person there,
right?
And then telling the boss how to do her job.
Yeah,
you would feel uncomfortable. Yeah,
that. Definitely. So I don't know about that.
Imagine it though, if you did say something to her, what do you think you would say?
I think I'd probably start off with saying like something like, have you noticed that your clients are going to other people? Because that is an issue she even brought up, like, where she wasn't like, well, why do you think that is? She was just like, well, they just think that I'm never here, but I am. So I think in her mind she thinks she's here more than she is. But, so I think I would bring it up and just be like, you have lost a lot of clients. Some of them aren't even going to our salon anymore. Some of them are going to other girls. And when you do lose a client, you make them feel very uncomfortable. So they don't want to come back. Like, if she's there when a client comes in that was her client, she's very rude. Very rude. And I've seen it firsthand, and it's very embarrassing. So I think I would just say, you know, you haven't been here a lot, and your clients are feeling that. You know, like, I don't know how I would say it exactly, but sometimes I feel like I'm more of like the owner than you are. Like, I care more about this place than you do. I don't know how to say that not offensively, though.
Right.
Because I would want to respect her, too, because she's my boss. And I love her. She's a good person.
Right. She's your superior.
Yeah. So.
Besides talking to her, which sounds like you're not at a point right now where you could confront her.
No.
Can you think of anything else? Maybe you've already talked to other girls. You can talk to her. Can you think of anything else?
To be honest, I don't really think there's any other solution for me. My main focus is just myself. You know, if I can't be like, you know, making it a better salon right now because I'm not in the position to, I'd rather just focus on me and how I treat my clients and the money that I'm making and go from there. I mean, I don't handle situations the same way as the other girls in the salon. Not all of them, but some of them, you know. I try to make sure my clients come first. And so I think right now there is no solution as far as I'm concerned. Just to kind of let things play out and do the best I can.
Yeah. Focus on yourself. Do the best work that you can do so that whatever clients you guys still do have, they come back. Right. And they'll come back to you and you'll make money.
Right, and that's kind of what's happening. So, yeah, it's definitely good. So.
Well, we've talked about a lot today. We talked about your daughter, like I said earlier. And it sounds like you've come to a conclusion and you're going to ask your brother's girlfriend. And reasonably soon, since the christening's in a few weeks.
Yep.
And we also talked about your work and the struggles you've had with your boss and
Mhm.
her management skills.
Mhm.
We've also talked about what you could and couldn't do to
Mhm.
alleviate the stress,
Mhm.
and it sounds like you just really wanted to work on yourself
Mhm.
and just stay focused on work
Mhm.
and doing a good job and bringing back your clients and making them happy.
Yep.
Am I missing anything?
No, I definitely have learned a lot about myself. I'm learning to put myself first and take care of myself because everything else will follow. So, yes.
You need to put yourself first.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we only have a couple minutes left.
Okay.
So if you could just tell me what you can take away from this, what you think you could do in the next few days. You mentioned already,
Mhm.
ask your brother's girlfriend. What about with work? What do you think you could do in the next coming work week to just relax
To relax.
at work?
I don't know. I don't feel like I show that I'm stressed out. I don't really show that it bothers me. So I don't know that there's anything I could do to make myself seem less stressed or feel less stressed. Cuz as much as it does bother me at the same time, I think I'm able to kind of put it in the back of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I would just maybe to work on the next week is just realize that I don't have control right now of the
Mhm.
situation and to just kind of let it be what it is. Because I do stress about stuff that I can't control, and realizing that I can't control it, I think will help a lot. And
You can't control it.
right,
Yes.
yeah.
It's
So,
out of your hands.
yep. And as far as the baptism thing, number one on my list is asking my brother's girlfriend, and number two is possibly maybe even saying something to my aunt about how much it hurt me. And without being rude. I don't want to hurt my aunt. I love her to death, but I do feel like she kind of needs to know that, you put me in a weird position and it hurt my feelings. I look at you like a mom, and I wasn't expecting that. So it's something I have and will consider within this next week. So.
Because if you don't, do you feel like it can build up?
Yeah, I
and
feel like
then hold it against
that's
her?
another stress thing where,
Mhm.
in the past I have put myself last as far as how I feel about stuff, and I'm trying to get better about that. I'm not good with my feelings and telling people how I really feel about stuff. So
Right.
I think if I could actually tell my aunt in a respectful way that it bothered me, it would make me feel better about it. So.
And that also ties into work, like you said, putting yourself
Yep.
first.
Yeah.
You just put yourself first this coming week.
Yep. That's definitely what I'm going to do.
And it sounds like a good plan.
Yep.
Well, thank you for sitting down with me. It's been a while. 30 minutes is a long time. So thank you, and thank you for being so open with me.
No
All right.
problem. No problem.